it is Abigail. And if you're new here, if we haven't met yet, I am a web designer and brand creator, and I help people create brands and websites that are an extension of their best self. So today I want to start the first of 3 videos where I am going to be talking about some really common branding mistakes that people are making, some really common branding blocks that are happening with people, and how to get past them, how to change them. So I'm going to quickly, before I start, just share this onto my personal page, just so we can get, we can try to reach more people. So be patient with me. Share. Okay, so our first branding problem that people have is that their visual brand really isn't working for them. It's kind of falling flat, and it's very common. It's a very common mistake, and it's really easy to get past that. It's really easy to overcome that. So when you don't have the right brand foundation, then your visual brand is going to kind of fall flat, and it's going to be what I call a hollow brand. So when you have a logo, it can be beautiful and you can love the way it looks, and it can all look really pretty and fashionable and look like other people, maybe look like some other popular brands that are out there. But if it doesn't have anything behind it, if it's not inspired by your unique mission and vision, then it is not going to really be working for you. So when you don't have the right brand foundation in place, you're not going to be consistent in your brand's messaging, and then everything is going to kind of suffer. When you have a strong brand foundation, when you know your mission and vision and values, then you start to live your brand. You start to become your brand, and you are grounded by your message, and it becomes a part of you. And this often comes naturally to people. It really, you live your brand, you are your brand, because as a business owner and as an entrepreneur, what you value creates everything else follows. But sometimes you have to kind of dig deeper, you have to find it, you have to get it down on paper. And when your message is clear and aligned and solid, your brand's visuals will fall in line behind it. If you do the visuals before the solid foundation is laid, then your brand is hollow and your visuals don't represent your unique vision and power. When you do lay that foundation first, when you do the work to find your ideal client and your vision and your mission, which we're going to go over that a little bit later, when you do lay that brand foundation, every visual, everything that you create is energizing and engaging your ideal client, and it becomes a powerful force that is actually working for you. Think of it as an extension of your marketing team. So when you are, doing that work to find your ideal client and creating a brand that resonates with them, then you are actually creating a brand that is grabbing them. It's grabbing their attention. You're really, trying to engage them, and it's doing that for you without you even having to, make that first step, that first connection. So people will sometimes tell you, I've heard coaches say it, I heard a coach say it today, that branding isn't important or it's not a powerful tool for getting new clients. And sometimes that's true, and sometimes people have that experience, but when you do put the work in, when you actually go through that strategy of laying down your values and laying down who your ideal client is and making those connections between that part of your brand and your visual brand, then your brand acts as an extension of your best self, and it is igniting a fire in your clients, when your ideal clients. And it's starting that conversation so you can continue to build that relationship. So when you don't have that brand that is connected and grounded in you, and it's being an extension of your best self, then you have to do a little bit more work when you're trying to create the relationships with your clients. If you are putting out branding that is already engaging the clients, they're saying, hey, this person gets me, I want to work with them, they understand me, they already reach out and want to start that relationship with you. So you have to do a little bit less work in the long run when you put in more work at the beginning of your branding. So how exactly do you fix this problem? How exactly do you take that leap from a hollow brand to having a brand that's inspired and has your unique vision and power interwoven into the branding. So you have to find out what's in alignment for you. You have to find out, what is working for you and who you really are, and you have to ground yourself in that mission. So I want you to take out a paper and pen if you don't already have one, if you're not already taking notes. And right now, I want you to tell me your favorite thing that you do in your business. What is the number one thing that you like to do when you get up in the morning? And I do want you to do this. If you're sitting here watching this, you have a pen and paper, just write it down right now. And I do this all the time. I always say, like, I'll do that exercise later. I'll do that journaling activity later. I'll watch that webinar later. But every time you do that, you're just denying yourself the opportunity to start creating your best self and your best life for yourself. Because think about it, every time that you're watching a webinar or doing a journaling exercise or working on a project like this, working on a step to get your brand in line, you are trying to become a better person. You're trying to create the life that you want for yourself. So don't put it off. Just write this down. Write down what your favorite thing to do in your business is. And whether it is following up with clients, working with clients, creating your product, shipping your product, working with your team, making speeches, teaching, anything like that. What is your favorite thing? What do you bring the most passion to? What is you're like, yes, I'm ready to do this. There's a fire inside of me. I'm so ready to do this every day. When you wake up, what is that thing? And it's the beginning of your brand foundation. It may seem like something silly. It may seem like, well, I don't get to do just the thing that I like to do. Obviously, we all have to do things that we're kind of like about. But when you identify this one thing that really lights a fire under you, that is the core of your brand foundation, because it's the thing that you bring the most energy and passion to, and that is the unique spin that you can put on something for your clients. Because if you're doing the same, if you're in the same industry, if you provide the same service as somebody else, but you both, bring fire and passion in different areas, that's what's going to be, the deciding factor when people work with you. That is the core of who you are and what you can provide as a unique experience for your ideal clients. So that's kind of the core that we need to work off of. And then we start to flesh this out. Our brand mission and vision starts to grow once our wheels start turning and we start thinking about this. We start thinking about this unique experience that we're providing for clients. It does take some internal work, but most of these beliefs are instilled inside of us, so it can come easy. It should just flow. Let it flow. And don't rush it. Take time to brainstorm and revise and, get inspired. Look at other brands and other people that inspire you and kind of bring that all together, write it down on a piece of paper, and then throw that paper out and start all over and revise and get it narrowed down to something that you really feel passionate about. You should be able to look at this paper that you're writing in the end, this mission statement, vision statement, and say, hey, this is really me. I feel so passionate about this. This is something I'm ready to share with people. I need people to know that this is who I am. And once you have that, once you feel very confident in that feeling, once you're like, yes, this is what I'm passionate about, this is what I love, then your visuals will start to follow. And it might not come naturally to you. That's fine. That's why I'm here. That's why designers exist, to kind of bridge that gap between visual and what you're feeling inside of you and your unique vision and mission. So I offer free half-hour calls so we can talk about it. We can see if your visuals are aligned with your mission and how to make them aligned, and no commitment. We can totally talk about it. And if you want to, just drop a comment or send me a message and we can book a call. We can chat about it and just kind of figure out how to get you where you need to be. And know that it's okay to make changes in your brand. Rebrands and tweaks are totally okay to continue to make as you evolve and grow. And when you put the work in, when you do this brainstorming and this meditating and this journaling to figure out what your core mission is and what your core values are, you do have to rebrand less often, because it's who you are as a person in your core, and that's what your brand is representing. So when you do take the time, take a step back and don't rush into branding, when you do think over your values and your mission, that's when you start to rebrand less. You start to rethink your brand less because you feel very, very solid in what your brand is and what your mission is and how it's representing you. So just to recap what we've gone over, you go from not having the right brand foundation, and then your visuals are starting to flop. They're starting to be like, people aren't feeling very passionate about them. They're not really engaging people. And then you go from doing this journaling, doing, your vision and mission and centering yourself and figuring out, who you are and who you want to serve. And then you create your new visuals and your new brand based off that second step. So sometimes the steps get a little bit mixed up for people. They get really into their visuals right away. They want to create a beautiful website or a really cool logo to represent their business. And they love the way it looks, but then they didn't really put in the time to see how it aligns with their mission and how their ideal client is going to react to it. So that being said, we have another training tomorrow, and before you show up to tomorrow's training, I have an activity for you that I want you to, continue on your paper to really light that spark and help you get to this foundation of your brand. And the first question is, who am I when I am my best self? Who am I when I am my best self? So what do you do? How do you show up for people? Where are you giving your energy? Where are you giving your time? What lights a fire under you that makes you the best version of yourself? What do you do in a day when you are being your best self? How do you act? What time do you wake up? What do you do? Do you go to the gym? Do you eat healthy? Do you meet with your clients? Do you speak? Do you teach? Do you inspire? What do you do when you are your best self? And this is how we're going to connect that back to your brand, because when you're your best self, you want your brand to be an extension of that best self. That's what I do for people. The second question is, what kind of people energize me? I often see branding people ask, what kind of people do you serve? And people are like, well, anybody or everybody or, this person or this person. But sometimes people get a little stumped on that question. And I like to ask this question: what kind of people energize me? Because these are the people that you wake up and you're like, I am so ready to answer that person's email. I am so excited to work with them. I want to meet with them. I want to talk with them. I want to work with their friends. I want to work with people like them. I just want to support them. So what kind of people energize you? What kind of people light a fire under you to be your best self? What kind of people help you do that? So write down some qualities, characteristics of this person, who they are to you, and maybe some of the interactions that you have with them. So second question is, what kind of people energize me? The third and final question that I have, and I want to leave you with, is, what am I capable of? And this, you can take many different, you can take many different actions with that. You can kind of take many different angles with that. But essentially, what are your goals? And know that you're capable of them. So say, I'm capable of doing this every day. I'm capable of showing up every day in this way. I'm capable of providing this kind of service for my clients. I'm capable of doing this and that and this and that. And this is to show you that you can do this. You can create a strong brand foundation and you can provide something unique to everybody because of who you are. So tell people, let me know what you're capable of. Show me and show yourself in this journaling activity what you're capable of. So before I go, the 3 questions are, who am I when I'm my best self? What kind of people energize me? And what am I capable of? So before you show up to tomorrow's training, which I'll be posting the update on the page when I'm going to be going live with tomorrow's training and what our topic is. So before you show up for that, try to answer those questions. And in the comments, let me know if you have any questions on this training, anywhere where I can help you, anywhere where I can, clarify anything for you. I know I just kind of cover things real fast and just keep going with it. So if you need anything clarified, if you have any questions, let's jump on a call, leave a comment, and I'd be happy to chat with you. But thank you so much for joining me today, and stay tuned for the next 2 days of trainings.